Welcome to Apni Community. This is a playlist regarding the Java concepts and its implementation. So in the previous video, we had downloaded the required softwares and the JDK and done all the setups and settings in order to run our program. We also created a brand new project in the Java and also made a very first program of Hello World in the Java. So in this section, we're gonna understand that program very well and also get a glimpse of some introduction to Java. So let's begin. So the link for this node will be given in the description and you can check it out from there. So let's begin. The basic introduction is Java is that Java is one of the most popular programming languages available. So it runs over billions of devices, millions of devices. Majority of peoples are using it day by day. Java is becoming very popular. It is everywhere on the mobile phones, on the website. And Java is called an object oriented language, and it's quite impressive because to use make use of objects, because it helps us to achieve the concept of abstraction and reusability. So it's a better that we are using an object oriented language. Java has a memory management technique. So if you are familiar with the old language like C and C++ and you had made a dynamic memory allocation in those languages with malloc, calloc or new delete, so there you had to free the memory by using free and ptr pointer. And if you don't do that, it will use extra memory, extra space. So in Java, if you forgot to do that or if you don't do that, Java has inbuilt garbage collector which reduces this effort for you and thereby saving the wastage of memory. So Java is quite good than C++. So let us go to some history of Java. Java is released in 1996 by Sun Microsystem Incorporated, and its principle is VORA, that is write once, run anywhere. So it's abbreviated as VORA. And in 2012 10, Oracle acquired the Sun, and now every necessary documentation and official portion is done by Oracle. As you can see that in previous video we have downloaded the JDK from the Oracle website. So in order to get every official details of Java, you had to go to the Oracle website. Now few things are there to know about the Java. Java is a case sensitive. So what does that means? Let me show you. Case sensitive means that if I make this as small and then try to run my program, it will show me an error. Probably it will show me an error. You can see Java cannot find the symbol, and here also it becomes red, so stating me that it has an error. And now if I run it, and let's see what happened. So my program is run. So let's see another thing. Camel casing is generally used by developers in Java. Yeah, this is the most important thing. Developers in Java use this technique to name the classes. Classes name is generally begins with the capital letters, and camel casing is a technique that we must use. The name we had given here is a bad technique in the view of the developers, and developers will probably give it a name with capital H and capital W. So the first letter, first alphabet is capital everywhere, and we recognize classes by this. For example, in string, S is capital, so string is a class. System is a class. So this is a way of identifying the classes. Now let's move to the main syntax. Public static void main string args. So what does main is? Main, if you are familiar with any language you have done before, all the execution start from the main. Main is the starting point of the program. Every program starts executing a statement sequentially by coming into the main section. So main is the method or function which is the starting point of any program. Now public is an access modifier. Making method public makes it globally accessible, available, and JVM can then use it and recognize it. So if we make it private, let's see what happens if we make it private. We probably get an error, or we should get an error, or we must get an error. There we go. An error message is displayed that main method not found in class hello world. Please define the main method as public static void main. So it can't take private static void main because it needs to access the main method. So public static void main is a general method. Next is static. Static is a keyword. It is not an access modifier, it is not a method, it is a keyword which when associated with a method makes it a class related method. The main method is static so that JVM can invoke it without instantiating the class. Now let's understand static in more detail. Static actually helps you to create your own methods also. Like for example, if I create static method like this, public static void, and name of method whatever you want, let's name it as my name, Mayank. So this is the name of the method, and what I want to do is I want to print another statement that stay home stay safe, and I have to call this method in the main method, right? Sorry. So I call this method in the main method, and let's run the program and let's see what happened. So now you can see that stay home and stay safe is also get it printed, but it is printed above my previous statement. Why it is being so? Because we had called this method above this print statement. If we call this below this print statement, it will be printed below the first statement. Because see, because it does so because it executes it sequentially. So let's move out to our next thing, which is void. Void is nothing but a keyword which needs to specify that method doesn't return anything. If we use it as an int, so it will not work. Let's run our program and see an error message will be shown here. So we must use void, which describes that method doesn't return anything. And now move to our string args. String args is nothing but it stores command line arguments and is an array of type java.lang.string class. So don't focus on this. It's a basically a package where this is defined. Here the name of the string array is args, but it is not fixed. So you can use any name in place of it, and also you can use like this string args. So it can match the main function, right? So what I am actually saying is that you can also declare it like this, and the result will be the same as it was displayed earlier. The format should be an string array accepting an arguments set of arguments. So let's run it. So you can see here the code is run successfully. Now we can change this args as only GS, and now let's run it again. So again the same output is visible. So it doesn't matter if we change whatever name of the we give here, we just make its arguments so that to understand it to our knowledge. But we can't change this thing because it's a class name that is string, so it should match with the string.lang.class, right? And let's go to the next thing. Sorry, java.lang.string class, right? So next go to the system.out.println. It is nothing but a Java statement that prints an argument or value which is passed into it. System actually is a class. I always say that class name is identified by camel casing scheme. So this is a class, this is a class, first letter is capital, so these are the classes name. So system is a class, out is a variable for displaying the output, and println is a method. It is already declared by the developers. You don't need to declare it, you just have to use it, and that it prints your statements. So thank you everyone for this video, and we will catch you up in the next video.